Hello and welcome back. Good evening to all of our viewers this evening, and welcome to the Mystic Syndicate and D&D 5th Edition Ambassadors to the Barbarian Kings, episode 29. Our 29th episode. So here we are. I'm your Dungeon Master, Brian. And with me, as always, are our intrepid band of adventurers. Shane, you want to take it away with, I always have problems with this word. Why is this? Introductions. It's that word. Thank you, Christy. Trust me, folks, I have not been drinking yet. It's Sunday night. I have to go to work tomorrow, and I really should probably already be prepping for that with alcohol, but I have not done so. So, go ahead.
An alcoholic would say, Brian.
I try.
Wait, we can drink on this?
You just don't have the label out.
Yeah.
I am Shane, playing Sir Apton, the cleric mousefolk, and the one with the biggest cojones.
Woohoo!
Christy, playing Athena, shifter fighter.
I'm Rob, and I'm fucking awesome. I'm playing Valor. Crap, I don't even know. Nathaniel. Right.
I don't remember my name.
I'm not even drunk yet.
I'm Max. I'm Phenom. I play the Ranger.
All right, excellent. So thank you guys for showing up this evening. If you didn't get a chance, last weekend we had taken the Sunday off to celebrate Halloween. And I know that there was some phasmophobia going on there and all types of good stuff. So if you haven't caught any of our phasmophobia streams, please make sure to check out those. Big news this week. Our own Shane, also known as Rishiku, has become an affiliate streamer on Twitch. So we give him a big round of applause for Rishiku and his start as an affiliate. Also this week we got a chance to see Rob, also known as Mechanic Dude _93, has become a streamer. Already got 10 followers, so if you get a chance to check out Mechanic Dude _93, also give him a look, and let's see if we can spread the love over to his channel as well. So make sure to check him out. And also we have seen Max, Infernal Phenom, has also been doing a little streaming this week, and we need to make sure that you head over to Infernal Phenom's stream and maybe spread some love on him as well. Sort of like butter.
Spread it all over him.
That's right, from like head to toe.
It's a last minute thought. If you think about it,
Bring the butter.
Stem.
Make sure to bring the butter with you. Yeah. So, all right. So here we are again, playing Dungeons and Dragons with our good friends. And would anyone like to do the recap from last 2 weeks ago? I know it's been a while. So if there's
you, and I'll be right back.
Okay. And Shane's away. So here you go. Now we can talk about him.
Be in the background, though.
But his wife is here. Shit,
I think you got food.
It said, do I use my hand to spread the butter or a knife? Preferably, let's use our hands. Let's try not to put so much butter on Max with the knife. That would be maybe cruel.
Well, there goes my weekend.
You were so in hopes, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't use the sharp edge. Use the flat. Spread the butter with the flat edge, not the flat side, not the edge. Okay, so folks who are just joining the chat, don't worry. This is not how the game usually goes. Yeah, there is a little bit of cutting up involved, but a lot of times it's just us hanging out. So, did anybody want to do the recap, or do you want to leave that to me?
Leave it to you. You're the professional.
You know,
I
it's
can
been
only
2 weeks,
remember
so yeah,
bits
why
and
don't you?
pieces at a time.
Okay. All right, so the last time that we met, you all had finished fighting a group of trolls. You had been able to revive the Fey folks, the Fey folk who had been adversely affected by this strange magical cage that was holding one of the Fey maidens that you helped rescue. And they had, as a parting gift, they had given you a hourglass, which you could use to actually call upon them, and they had offered a gift to you if you would journey with them to their Fey land. It was Athena, who had a little bit of knowledge of these Fey creatures, realized that by stepping into this Fey world, there was a very good chance that you all would have a time displacement. Fearing that would actually come true, you had decided not to take them up on their offer to travel, and so you proceeded northward towards the Velvet Empire.
Leaving behind the cage that we could have taken if only we had a bag. I don't think he even remembers.
He's sitting there looking at it going,
You got a bag of
the
holding back.
bag. That's right. I completely forgot.
okay. So you continue to make your way northward, and stopping for the night, you had set up your camp in a growing storm which was gathering from the north. The same sort of storm that you had seen before, that had plagued you, plagued your journeys actually since the time you had stepped into Furiondi. And while you were on watch, a few of you had noticed that you were being observed from a tree line not more than a football field away to your north. Nathaniel decided that he was going to take a closer look, and after some very successful stealth actions, he was able to put himself directly behind the two gentlemen that were watching you from across this field. Unfortunately, when he went to go make wasn't really quite an attack. It was actually sort of an acrobatics move to take one, like put in sort of into a headlock or an arm, into like an arm bar, and put the blade up to his neck. He failed to roll well enough, and he was flipped over into the mud, and by this gentleman, and there
not to mention I got Actor of the Year.
You got what?
Actor of the Year.
Yeah.
They pretended to be drunk.
They believed him.
That is true. They did believe him. And I think was the last thing that you remember, Nathanios, was that you were being welcomed to the Velvet Empire. So you have actually made it all the way to this little area right here. This is where you were camped last time. Somebody in chat or also in the group, will you guys remind me over the next week to turn my my hand or mouse cursor icon into something much larger? I think it would really benefit the game and also people who are watching.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys. So also what we would like to do, and thank you, Shane, for posting this in the chat. make sure, if you get a chance, to head over to Anna B. Meyer's stream, and also her website and her... trying to think what else she has. She has a Patreon page. She is the fine, upstanding fantasy cartographer who gives us these wonderful maps every week. So we get a chance to use her beautiful maps, and we drop her name every time that we come on, and we want to make sure that she gets all the glory for all of the work that she puts forth into this. So there we have it. So do you guys have any questions before we get started, or do you want me to just dive right on into where we were at last?
To add that, I think Finham was flopping around in the mud too.
Yes, I was. I rolled a stealth check and I failed and I slipped in the mud.
Okay, so yeah.
So I slipped and woke up, I think, everyone else.
Right, yeah, you took a slip.
Because I fell hard. Like, it was a...
Yeah, it was a pretty bad roll, if I remember right. So, so you slip, fall, and you crashing into the muddy pool, which is this clearing here. You are able to wake your sleeping companions. So, yeah.
And then I came out and yelled, "What's going on here? Come out of the rain and come back into the tent."
But the guards couldn't go past the line to come into our encampment.
Yes,
right.
but...
Yeah, that's as far as they could travel. But right now, you can see... well, actually, Shane, you wouldn't be able to see as well because your night vision is kind of non-existent. But Athena and Max, you guys have some pretty good vision, and you all would be able to see that there is a prone person on the ground in front of these two individuals staring, who are just to the north of you along the tree line. And you can see every once in a while as lightning shoots across the sky, the light glints off the blades that are being held on him. And the only person who knows actually who it is would be Finham, who actually was watching Nathaniel as he made his way stealthily across this muddy field.
Did they keep their blades on him, though, thinking he was drunk? I thought they lowered their blade.
Well, they don't know him, and so they have kept them ready in case he should try something silly. So, Nathaniel, you were laying there in the mud, and one of the elf that you tried to put into a hold reaches down his arm to bring you up.
Gladly take his arm and hop up.
Okay.
Clearly not acting drunk.
Okay. He looks you up and down, and he says, "So, it looks as though you have stumbled across the border here. You do realize that you are, at this point in time, considered a prisoner."
I'm going to ask him if we get presents. Or like a cool jumpsuit.
He said, very, very interesting. You, sir, are quite the jester, aren't you? And he says, who are your friends?
Friends? Oh, well. I guess I should roll a, if I can bring it up. I just lost the tab.
Bluff check that you have friends.
Yeah, I was going to be like, friends? What friends?
You're going to bluff them?
What is my bluff? There isn't a bluff on here. Would it be deception?
It'd be deception.
Alright, screw it. Let's see what happens.
You're going to go with this?
That
Maybe
one.
one.
Are you trying to make them believe you have friends or that you don't have friends?
That I don't have friends.
Well, then that would be persuasion, wouldn't it? Because it's true.
Um.
I think at this point it doesn't matter. He rolled a nat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you rolled a 1. Okay, so yeah, you rolled a 1. So you see both of these fellas just start breaking out laughing, and they're like going, "Okay, buddy, you need to either we're going to cut you some slack. I mean, you can of course return to your friends. If this was in in a different situation, of course we would have you arrested. We would place you under arrest right now and take you to the castle. So, what would you like to do?"
I put my hand, I guess, on his chest, just non-threateningly, just kind of reaching out. And I say, for a second there, I thought you were going to ask me for a favor.
You actually have them laughing a little bit at your chutzpah, and they're like, "Okay, buddy, we really don't have any more time to mess with you. So, what do you want to do? You can we can either put you under arrest, or you can go back to your friends, but you can't stay here, and we have to continue our patrol."
I actually have to think about this one.
Okay, so while you're thinking about
In
this,
the meantime,
the folks who are standing at the tent, what are you all doing? Is you watch him be picked up off the ground, and it seems that they are questioning him. You cannot hear any of this because he, between the rain and the thunder and lightning that is crossing, in this area, it's kind of hard to figure out what is going on. What would you all like to do while Nathanios ponders his possibilities?
All right. So while they're focused on him, they're totally focused on him, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna stealth and just kind of stealthily walk up. I'm not, not knowing what's going on. So let's do it.
Yeah, let's give that a check.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, very good. Okay, yeah, you are able to actually come up off to the opposite side that Nathanios came from. So you are able to get within about 10 feet of them using the trees now on that side of the tree line as cover.
Okay, so I'm just gonna listen to see what's going on.
Okay. So what you're hearing is that they're questioning him about what his plans are. They had threatened to arrest him, and he is now being given the option to either come with them as a prisoner or return across the border to his friends.
Okay, so since I know Nathanios and I've known him for a while, I know that he's questioning this.
Oh yeah, now he's coming up with all types of crazy bullshit answers, and there's a lot of tap dancing going along. And right now they have given him one last option before they probably put him in chains and cart him off. But he seems to be contemplating his decision.
All right.
I'm gonna go with it.
Hold on. I'm gonna announce my presence.
Okay.
But very calmly, not aggressive.
Okay.
Are they Christmas presents?
So just as you do that, you hear the drawing back of a bow off to your left, probably about 15 feet.
Well, that's not mine.
And you see a human archer standing there, giving you a really kind of a cold and calculating eye. Through a flash of light, you see that she has drawn a very accurate bead upon you, and all she would have to do is let go. And so, are you coming out like so, or are you armed?
Yeah, no, calmly, and just be like, hello.
Okay. You hear her relax the bow as the two elven men who were questioning Nathanios turn and kind of give you a quick once over, and one of them looks back to you, Nathanios, and says, "Is this one of your friends?" Mr. Jester?
Oh, meanwhile, I'm covered in mud, by the way.
Oh yeah, you're like head to toe in like just goop.
I'm now brown.
You're he's brown, the dwarf.
This fecal-covered dwarf? Yeah, he's my friend.
It's not fecal. It's mud.
Mm-hmm.
I had a happenstance and slipped.
I'm going to have poked my head out to kind of see what I can see since Apton called them and nobody came in.
Okay.
So I'm going to see that they're not moving,
Right.
but they don't seem to actually be attacking.
Right.
And I'm going to tell Apton to see what he wants to do, if he wants to go out.
Yeah, because Athena,
Or...
Athena, from what you can see that there are two men talking with another person. You realize that it's Nathanios. You cannot actually see Phenom. He is in the tree line, but you do detect that there is a third person, and further back in the wood line there.
So I do know about the archer.
Yeah, you know about the archer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess you tell this information.
And I would assume that one of them being talked to is supposed to be standing watch of us because our watch person is not around.
Yeah, you actually don't see anybody else in the camp. It's just you and Apton right
and
now.
the blind guy.
And oh yes, the blind ranger, elven ranger. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was with us.
Okay.
Take what Athena said to me. Look at him. Look at her. Should we let him keep him?
Isn't that where we gotta go anyway?
I have no idea. I'm gonna...
Then I guess we need our guides, don't we?
Do we though? I'm gonna go ahead and walk out there, kind of holding something over my head to keep a little bit of the water off, and head towards them.
Okay.
And what is all this ruckus about?
I tell the blind guy to wait here and follow them.
Okay, so as you start making your way across this field, this muddy field, you're starting to get a better picture of what is going on between the flashes of lightning. And as you start to get probably within about 25 feet of Nathanios and his newly found companions, you also hear the sound of at least 2, maybe even 3 bows being stretched back. And now you see other figures standing out from the tree line further to your left. And you realize that there's definitely several sets of eyes upon you at this point in time. Yeah.
And I attempt to do a perception check to see if I notice any garb or markings that would tell me who they are.
Yes, of course. You may go ahead and do that. Unfortunately, with the darkness and the flashing of light, the lightning, it is a little disorienting, and you were unable to pick out anything that would really, really pull out. Yeah, because you rolled a natural 1. That was beautiful. Yep. Yeah, that was beautiful.
About me.
Athena, from your location, are you walking with him, or are you still at the camp?
Like maybe a foot or 2 behind them. But yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so what you see on the crests, you see some that have like shields, and there's like they're wearing a tabard, and that tabard is of a deep forest green in color, and upon it is emblazoned a red dragon.
What's a tabard?
It's a piece of clothing that goes over the head, and it's sort of like an overshirt that would cover armor.
Okay.
And it's usually pretty long.
And that has the red dragon on it?
Yeah, it's a deep forest green in color with a red dragon on it.
I'm still gonna keep marching out and go.
Okay, so
The fact that they haven't killed us yet, I'm gonna
that's
take that as a sign that they're not planning on killing us right
right.
away. So I'm gonna say,
Would
Not unless we don't.
if any of you would go ahead and either do, I don't know if they actually have a history check for this.
they do.
Yeah, you can go ahead and make a history check, even if it is not trained, even if you're not proficient. Okay, cool. So, Phenom. Well, yeah.
I'm good.
Okay. Athena, you want to? Yeah.
What's with the nat ones? Jesus.
What did I got?
At least we're getting them out of the way.
You guys are killing it with those nat ones tonight. Okay, so Phenom, you know exactly who these people are. And you also realize that the Velvet Empire has a sort of a friendly relationship with the elves of the Vespi. You know that the Queen has offered, the Velvet Queen has offered her protection to the northern part of the Vespi Forest, but so far it has not been acted upon by the elves of the Vespi, and that's because the Velvet Queen requires tribute. And you know, as far as the gnomes of Gildenhand have went ahead and paid the tribute to the Velvet Queen, and they have been so far have orc raids against the gnomish the gnomish people to the west has actually been non-existent. She is very, very she keeps her word. So you kind of figured that these rangers, these Queen's Rangers, are probably going to deal with you relatively fairly. You have dealt with them before, and they have always been lawful in their dealings with folks in this area. Of course, if you had been orcs, they would have killed you immediately on the spot. But that's kind of the general sort of thing that they do here.
All right.
Okay, good.
I tell this to no one because I don't know anyone else.
That's
other
right.
than Rob is
Right.
coming.
So as you are making your way across the field, Apton, as you get probably within 15 feet of Nathanios, you hear in common, you hear one of the gentlemen tell you to hold your position and come no further, unless thee seeks a quick and final death.
Saying,
One
who are
more
you
step.
to make threats as these?
The elven man that at one point in time held Nathanios at blade point while he was on the ground steps around and says, "I am Eldar, and I am the captain of the Queen's Rangers in the south. And who are you, sir?"
I'm going to assume, based on the fact that it's an elf
Yeah.
and we are close to where we are supposed to be, I'm going to make an assumption as to who this is.
Okay.
I'm going to say we are emissaries coming to meet your queen, the Velvet Queen.
Okay. He says, "Well, if that is so, then of course you have the proper documentation, I would expect."
Of course we do.
All right. So he says, "Then come forward with it."
I'm going to look at him. I'm going to come closer and go, you've got an umbrella or something, right? It's not like these papers are waterproof.
He says that's no problem whatsoever. And as he reaches into his pocket, and as he does so, there is a pearl that he is holding in his hand, and he says a magic word, and it activates, and there is a 20 a 20-foot radius circle, which immediately there is no rain falling within it.
We used to have a box that did that.
Yeah, you had a box that did that, but it was like much larger. The area was, I think the diameter was like incredibly crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is kind of like a personalized thing. And so you step forward. The other elf that is standing next to produces a wand and creates light so that the area is now lit.
I will pull the documents out and show them to him.
Mm-hmm. The archer that is standing about 15 feet away from you, Phenom, relaxes her grip, and you hear the arrow, the bow actually goes slack. So at least you know that there's probably a good chance that you don't have at least one arrow pointing in your direction. So Nathanios, Epton steps up next to you, kind of gives you like a little side glance, reaches into his attaché case, and pulls forth the documents. And the area is lit by the wizard who is standing next to you, and they look over your paperwork. It only takes a couple of seconds to see that all the documentation is quite in order and the seals are correct. Eldar looks at you and returns your papers to you, and he says, Sir Apton, it is good to make your acquaintance. We will be your escorts from here on out. I hope that is acceptable.
I'm going to notion to does he have what the hell's his name now? Nathanios? No. Yeah, Nathanios in any sort of sword hold, anything like that, or
No. They've dropped their swords and they've dropped their arrows.
Okay. I'll say these two have done well enough to get us here, mostly unharmed. But it'll be good to have a full regiment of people to guide us.
He looks at you and says, well, we don't have a regiment, but we do have a squad, so I hope that will be suffice.
I look at him and say, I know more about religion than I do military tactics. Thank you.
He says, understandable. And he looks around and he says, I have to admit, though, your man almost got the drop on us there. Very professional. And he gives you a quick look, Nathanios, and taps his, sort of doffs his hat at you. So,
I do have a question.
Sure.
The dude with the pearl, has he put that away yet?
Not yet.
I was going to ask if he noticed something else missing from his pocket.
I'm glad y'all caught on to this.
No, he hasn't put it away yet. He still has it in hand.
Okay. I'm going to keep a close eye on that.
Okay. Oh, I'm sure you will.
I have a really good plan for it.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
So about what time is it, though?
You're looking at a little bit after 1 o'clock in the morning.
So should we just pack up and go, or?
Eldar tells you, says if you can if you can quickly disband your camp, we can take you to ours, and we have a setup for you that I think you will enjoy a lot more than your current location and amenities.
We also have somebody at our camp that we found on the with us.
He says, interesting. Where did you find this person?
We believe him to have been a ranger scouting the area of the woods prior. Some cultists have been apparently killed a lot of other elves that were looking for him.
He's like, wow, that's the first time we've heard of this. He's not one of ours, of course. Too far south, obviously.
No, I think they have different card.
Okay, so he's probably a Vespi ranger. We can ask him. I said, sure, if you, unfortunately, we cannot cross the border, but if you can go ahead and get your camp disbanded, we'll be more than happy to find you better accommodations.
All right.
We must start heading back.
Get on that right away, and I guess Misha will be here in a minute.
Okay. So as you do so and you're looking around, you see that the number that you can see of this squad is that there are 8 Queen's Rangers. You know that at least one of them is a wizard. So, you know at least one. You're not really too sure of the others. They all wear these dark forest green cloaks and tabards, and they have the hoods down to keep the rain off. Wearing oilskin capes and stuff like that, so that they remain somewhat dry.
Wizards grow eyes back.
Usually,
That'd be more of a cleric thing.
that's a cleric thing, and I believe the what you're looking for is a restoration spell, which I think is a 7th level spell. That's a heavy duty spell right there, if I remember right.
Actually, I think I have
do you have restoration?
have access to it. I believe. Let's just type.
Yeah, I think that's like a heavy.
Lesser restoration.
Yeah, lesser restoration. I don't know. I don't know.
Condition. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Yeah, but that's different if they're blinded but they still have their eyes. This person doesn't actually have eyes, so that would be. I think that would be a greater restoration issue.
Probably.
A little bit. Okay. That's fine.
Well, maybe they have one at the castle.
They might. Okay, so you spend probably a very, very quick 20 minutes breaking down your camp, rolling things up, getting stuff ready, and as you finish up, you make your way over and across the border, where you are greeted by Eldar and his band of Queen's Rangers. The wizard, whose name is Ninelan. Ninelan has created a floating disc for you to put your gear on so you can travel faster.
Nice.
Yeah, Ninelan is the wizard. And you start making your way into the Vespi. So you guys are here right now on the map. You are going to go through here, cross this river, and make your way to the Queen's, the castle. So it is probably, you're really only about 2 days out from your destination, and you get a chance to sit down, and you feel that probably is now the better time than not than to sit down and actually go through all the documentation that Henry had left behind after his untimely death, to kind of figure out exactly what's happening and what your real purpose and plan is. It's been so long that you've been on the road. This journey is finally getting you to where you were supposed to be, and in the next part of your job is quickly coming upon you. So these Queen's Rangers take you to their encampment, and at first you don't see anything. All you see is just a copse of trees, and as you get closer, the Nineland walks up and taps his wand on. Really, it just looks like nothing at all. And as soon as he does, you see that a doorway opens up in the middle of nowhere. And he beckons you to step inside this lighted portal doorway.
The stone been put away yet?
I'm sorry, you were breaking up.
Has the stone been put away yet?
Yeah, actually, he was trying to keep the rain off of you guys for a while, so now as everybody is stepping through the door, he has taken the pearl and placed it in a pocket on in his clothing.
Oh, it's go time. I'm gonna steal it.
Okay. Oh,
I'm
Jesus
going to
Christ!
steal it.
Holy shit!
Why? Why? How do you get those rules when it comes to that, bro?
Okay, so explain to me how you do this. I would love to know what is your plan.
I didn't realize I had a plan. I thought the DM just kind of magically made it happen.
No. This is your own magic, bro. I would
Yeah.
totally have you do it.
Yeah, this is your moment to shine. You've already made the roll. I would like to hear how you actually pull this off.
What pocket
Explain
did you
your
put it in?
bullshittery.
Front pocket, back pocket, side pockets, as if he had cargo pants.
He is wearing he's got a cape on, and under that he has his tabard, which covers leather armor. And so you would actually have to go through both you'd have to get around the cape, the tabard, and get to a belt pouch.
Okay.
I would say a 26 would definitely do it. I mean, I was thinking a 25 was going to be where I was going to set the DC, and you blew it away by 1. So I need you were going to get it, but I would love to know how you did it.
What do I have to roll to flirt with him?
I wouldn't.
If you notice the look on my face, this is a moment of absolute just pained. Like I have
Rob,
a
existence?
Just
Yeah.
grab his crotch and then steal the fucking
Well, that's
thing.
what I was gonna try to do. I was gonna
Just
like
do
try
it
to like.
anyways. You steal it anyways. There's no need.
I'm gonna stick my hand down his pants as if I'm gonna give him a reach around.
Do I need to roll to see if I see this, or can I just choose to not see it?
You decide to go blind at this point in time.
Yes.
You need to use your lesser restoration spell to solve this.
No.
on yourself.
No.
Okay, I actually got it. I'm gonna go up to him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be like, that is a nice cloak and tabard and whatever else he has on. And while I'm
Nice cock,
talking,
bro.
I'm kind of gonna do like a mechanics thing where you see one hand but you don't see the other.
Okay.
And
Magician
while
thing?
he's watching this
What?
hand is going to be fondling his family jewels.
What mechanic shop do you work at?
Is this what they do at Toyota?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, you have no idea how much I get my ass slapped. Like, I feel like I'm in a high school locker room.
I'm happy I'm a Honda guy.
I am too, but only for their bikes.
Okay, so let's get back to the game.
Do
So yeah, I'm
we
going
have
to
to?
do
Do we have to get back to the game?
You know what? I'm cool with you just stealing it. I don't need to know what. I take it back. This is the
I don't
DM's
need to know
call.
how you-
I don't really want to know. I don't need to know.
but I mean, I kind of like the whole magician's trick. Like, while he's watching this hand's gonna sneak around and go into his pocket and steal the pearl thing.
Okay,
Just shove your hand up his ass.
Hold on.
like a puppet.
So-
Body search.
Body
So
double.
hold on. What are the repercussions of him groping this soldier? That's what I want to know.
At this point, it doesn't matter. He's just wanting to steal a pearl that stops rain for 20
Yeah,
feet
but there's got to be
radius.
punishment for this kind of bullshittery,
Well,
and I'm for it.
I should.
Shane,
I mean,
Shane, just trust me. Shut up.
just trust me. Shut up. Okay, so yeah, I think I really should roll a perception to see if this guy
No.
detects this, but I
No,
just
you shouldn't.
can't see him actually beating a 26 unless he got a natural 20. But
We should do it anyways because I'd love
No.
to see Rob fail.
No. You definitely
Nat
shouldn't.
20. Come on.
No,
Nah.
because I'd love to see you fail
No.
grabbing this dude's crotch.
You guys don't under.
Damn it.
I
There
fucking
you go.
stole that shit.
yeah,
There you go. You stuffed,
Okay,
you
so-
stuffed your hand down that man's pants and stole a pearl,
yeah,
and
you,
it wasn't the one attached to his body.
yeah, you pulled
It
the
wasn't
pearl.
an anal bead.
Okay, so now you have this pearl. I have no idea what you want to do with it. That's up to you, I suppose.
I'm going to go over to Athena. Wait, is anybody else like? Are we still surrounded by guards?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody's actually walking through this doorway and into. What happens when you actually walk into this doorway? You realize that you are now in some interdimensional or an extra dimensional space, and you have stepped into a. It's a magnificent. It is a what is it? Something magnificent mansion or something. It's a spell, and it opens up this extra dimensional space, and it's kind of like a large house that has servants, and they cater to your every whim and need, and you are now being disrobed and dressed in like warm clothing, and you are shown your individual rooms that you can stay in and that sort of stuff. But as you are standing right now in this foyer, being prepared and clean or dried by these servants, what would you like to do, Robert, now that you have this pearl?
How you trap.
I guess I'm going to hold on to it.
What were you
For now.
What were you thinking about doing with it?
Well, I was going to give it to Athena since she knows Elvish and shit like that, or Shane, but I have a feeling Shane's going to be a goody two shoe and just hand it right back.
Okay.
Bro, you have not watched a single episode of the original, 5 episodes, have you?
No, I saw one episode, but I don't remember it.
Which is great because he's not supposed to know your character anyway.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is
So-
true.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to. Well, no, because she knows Elvish. I have a feeling she.
Well,
Wait, she's not a wizard.
she knows
You also know
some
Elvish.
I know a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm
she-
trying to learn
She
it.
knows a little bit of Elvish. She doesn't know as much Elvish as you do because you are an elf.
Yes, but isn't she a wizard?
No,
No, she's
No.
a fighter.
she's a fighter.
Oh, well, never mind then. I'm going to keep it.
Wow.
I thought she was a wizard.
Wow,
No.
it's in point letters right there at the
Where?
top of the stream.
If you look,
I'm not on
he's
the
not even
stream.
looking at the stream.
I'm on fucking D&D Beyond.
My God,
Oh, I guess you're right, fighter. Wow. Okay.
we fought with them like 3 times.
Look,
Not
I mean,
once did she
magic.
go firebolt. She went, "Oh, I'm gonna slash him with my sword."
wizards have swords.
Do you
I've
see them using
also-
swords?
Huh?
I have also said that I was going to bite somebody because I shifted into a partial wolf.
Somebody's been playing too much WoW.
Yeah, first off, Gandalf had a sword.
That is
in Lord of the
true.
Rings,
Yeah,
and he used it.
yeah, he had Glamdring. Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so,
But we're not in Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
right now.
well, I thought she was a wizard. Fuck me. So,
He's a cleric.
yeah, but he's a goody two-shoe. I guess I'm gonna hold on to it.
In the bag of holding.
Yes, I'm going to place it in. Well, I don't even know that it's a bag of holding, so I'm just
Yeah.
going to.
He's
I'm
just,
just going to
And-
hold on to
he
it.
just he just thinks it's this cool bag that doesn't have a bottom in it, and he's like, dude, this is cool, and so he stashed it.
And since he's trying to hide it from us, it's probably in a pocket right next to all the other crap he's stolen.
Uh,
So instead of this bag of holding being used to hold things, it's being held by another pocket.
It probably is. Okay, so, so yeah, you pocket it, and you feel pretty confident that you were able to do it without any detection. Now, if anybody else would like to go ahead and perceive, roll perception to see if you noticed him do this, you will have to
I
roll
didn't
pretty
notice
damn high to
shit.
do it. Because I mean, his sleight of hand was so incredibly crazy. You would have to make a natural 20 to actually detect it. So
I ain't
none of you all did.
Shit.
So yeah, it was really really close, Apton. You were only
Out of
8
the
off.
corner
You
of
were
your
only
eye,
7
you
off.
saw the hand. You saw
You
the
saw
hand.
the
do
hand,
this,
but then you
and then
didn't
that
see
was it.
anything in it. So yeah, very cool. All right, so you guys are now being handed these warm clothing and nice warm steam warm towels.
I'm
And
tracking mud in, by the way.
yeah, that's okay. They're cleaning it up as soon as you do it. I mean, this
Alright, I
is
start running around just to track mud everywhere.
they're following
Not
you.
really.
They're following you very quickly with mops.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. Yeah. It's like they're,
They're not.
playing.
They're not even complaining.
curling. They're curling.
They're
right now.
they're curling behind you. They're not even complaining. They love it. They live to serve. They're like Meeseeks, but they don't have to die afterwards. Okay, so you all are fed and immediately put to rest. You do not have to make a watch or anything, and you all find yourselves resting soundly, and you sleep through the rest of the night without any real complaints or issues. You are warm. You are out of the rain. The sound of the storm above you is not even a consequence at this time.
Long rest or short rest?
It is a long. It's a nice long rest. So, the next day you awake to sort of a light music being played. It's not like you're not being woke by some sort of annoying alarm clock sort of thing or somebody pounding on your door. It's like it's a magical type of music which is softly playing, and as it plays it just gets a little bit louder each time, and as soon as your feet hit the floor it immediately ceases. And
That's the snooze button. All right.
that's a nice snooze button. Yeah. Oh, you're hitting the snooze button. So you all head out into the main part of the house where you see that the ranger squad is just getting ready, is actually sitting down to eat. You see that they have. You now get a better look at this squad. You see that it is a combination of elves, men, and a couple of gnomes. And they were all sitting around eating.
Did you just say elves, men, and a couple of gnomes?
Elves, men, like humans. And a couple of gnomes. Yeah, and they're all sitting around talking about that, the storm. They're also talking about how to proceed, which paths to take to get back home quickly, and they're passing along around trays of food. Some have bread and cheese, others have porridge, while other ones have eggs and bacon and ham. And just for you, Robert, I'll throw in one has a big old tray of buttermilk biscuits and a big old pitcher of gravy.
Is there
Sawmill gravy?
Is there
Yes,
dino
of
chicken
course.
nuggets?
Is there what, dino chicken nuggets? Is that what you want?
That's what Rob wanted at the.
Oh yeah, I bought someone. Or oh no, that's right at the beginning. But I did actually buy some in real life.
Okay. So yeah, Robert, it's sawmill sausage gravy.
Nice. I have some of that with bacon.
Okay. So you guys sit down and eat, and the squad talks to you a little bit, and Eldar looks over at Apton and asks, said, "So, Sir Apton, do you have an idea of, what your next step is after you meet the Queen?"
Well, we've got a few things we have options on doing, but I can tell you right now, I need to get word to some those fallen soldiers, their families, to let them know what had happened.
He says, "No, I understand that. That is very quite noble of you." He said, "Do you have a way of being able to do any communication with anyone who may be able to reach?" Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the name of the city. It is. Well, let me look at the map.
Real.
Apton Real. Amarillo. Yeah.
Yeah, Apton Real.
Yeah. Soon to be Apton Real. Yeah. So, back in Amarillo. I don't know if you actually got a chance to the summoning circle there. I don't even think you got a chance to activate it, did you?
We didn't.
That's
but I was thinking that if they have a summoning circle here, we can hop back to home, have somebody send a messenger to.
Right.
Or we could just. I'm assuming they have a way of sending word from here to Amarillo.
They do.
Do that.
They do. But they also have the ability to. They do have a summoning circle. Nineland tells you that there is one in the tower there at the Queen's lair, and I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will have no problem at all letting you use it, especially with what word and information that I'm sure you're bringing to share with her. So, as you were getting ready for bed the night before, Apton, you got a chance to sit down and go through all the documentation, and finally get through all the notes that Henry had written, and also of the path that you must take. And it says that once you once you receive the information that you were to receive from the Queen, this was really a fact-finding mission, and that you were supposed to give. There were presents and things that you have carried with you that you were supposed to drop or give to the Velvet Queen. She was supposed to give you information and also provide escort onward to the Wolf Clan leader. And your main objective was you were trying to free a princess and her entourage that had been taken prisoner by the Wolf Clans. And once you were able to secure that information from the Velvet Queen, you were supposed to proceed, meet with the Wolf Clan leader, and negotiate for the release of this young woman and her entourage. Now, they have been captive for 2 years, so you're not really too sure what to expect once you reach the Wolf Clan lands. You have no idea what's going on. You just know that you are the one who has been tasked with the negotiation. You do have certain promises that were made, documents that you were supposed to give to the wolf leader, and you realize that you are stepping into a territory that you know very little about. Now, as a mouse folk, you had came in contact with the wolf clans before, because your homeland is to the north of the wolf clan lands. You know of them, but you have never really had much to deal with them. And once you took to the seas, you really had no contact with these types of people at all. You just know that they are barbarians. They are nomadic, and they have a very large range and reach over the land. And I'm going to show folks on the map where we are talking about. This is the wolf nomads' land right here. This is the Vegvyar. And you are here in the Velvet Empire. And you are going all the way to Erutavar. This is all steppe land. This is not forested. This is open plains. So travel will be a lot easier. And unfortunately, though, being that it is open plains, there isn't a lot of cover. As you look at the maps, you realize that you are going to be in a pretty dangerous and precarious spot here. Now, your homeland is here. The Bernil Forest. You are so close to home. As a matter of fact, you have actually been to the Spearboard Tor or the Druidic Circle. You've actually been there before. But you are going here, to Erutavar. Okay, so you all finish your breakfast. Nineland says, well, I believe that we have about overstayed our welcome here on our magnificent mansion. He said, so I think we should start making our way to the exit.
We still have the presents for the thing.
No. No, that should have been stolen.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of stuff got stolen from you. So unfortunately, you may have to come up with something or some way of being able to show at least some sort of fealty towards her, or find some sort of gift to give.
We'll throw Nathanios at something and he'll find something.
I'm going to perceive or look for something of value that I could easily steal so I can give this person.
Okay, so make an arcane knowledge check. Okay. Yeah, so you can look around this room and you can see that there is all types of wonderful, like incredibly interesting things that could easily be stolen. Lots of gold fixtures, items, and things like that.
Alrighty.
He just starts.
Is there anyone in particular that like just kind of pokes out?
You see it's a mirror, but it's like a handheld mirror with an ornate golden frame and handle.
Yeah, it's mine.
Okay, so you slip that in your bag.
I bet you if we had a bag of holding that we put that bird cage in, we could have given her that bird cage. Just saying.
I'm going to go. Is Shane like near her? Or Apton?
Yeah.
Going to go over to him and kind of just slide that mirror in his hand. But I got you, bro.
Okay, so I don't know how you would want to react to that.
Can I look at it and get an idea of whether or not he stole that and it looks like it belongs here?
You can roll a perception.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay, so a natural 20. You realize that you just saw that sitting over on a I think it's a duvet. Yeah, there's a duvet like not too far away from you, and you just remembered seeing that like not more than 20 minutes ago as you were walking down to eat breakfast, and you're thinking, yeah, I've seen this before. It actually was just right over there.
I'm going to go place it back where I saw it
Okay.
This is why we
and come
don't
back
steal
and
things.
look at him and go, we do not steal from those giving us shelter.
I'll steal it again.
You can.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, it wouldn't take you much to actually steal it. And yeah, you okay, so you put it back over on the duvet, and just as you do so, you just see Nathaniel's kind of walk over gingerly, and once again the mirror's missing.
Huh.
And
this, boys and girls, is how we play Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, so
this, boys and girls, is how you end up getting two characters that start fighting.
Uh-oh.
It's
Beware
like-
the handshake.
Yeah, exactly.
oh my gosh.
God, it actually
Oh,
hurts to smile.
But he didn't watch those videos, so he has no idea what I'm talking about.
Okay, so yeah, you notice that. What are you doing with this mirror this time, Nathanios?
I'm just
Tell you
putting
where
it
it's
in my
gonna get
bag.
put.
He's what?
I'm
I'll
just
tell you where
going
I'm
to
gonna
put it.
stick it.
Okay, so
Okay, yeah, actually, hold on. I'm going to move it to a completely different place in the room. I'm not going to even steal it.
okay, you're just moving it to a different location within the
Yeah.
room. Okay.
Just to spite Shane.
Okay.
That happened.
You do not steal from the people that are giving you. You're just like you're saying that as you're walking it over.
I'm just mumbling.
You're just mocking him as you're going around moving. You're mocking him as you're going around just moving shit throughout the whole entire the mansion. I love it. Okay. Alrighty. So, wait, what?
Inflict wounds. Oh my god.
Oh, it's almost a one shot.
He's using.
Oh no, it is a one shot.
He's using necrotic damage to kill people. Great. More revenants for to Apton to have to play with later. Alrighty. So folks watching at home, disregard anything that Apton just did. Okay. You guys are terrible. Okay, so yeah, as you all pack up your gear and items and things, you start to notice that the fabric of this interdimensional space is starting to fade. And as it does so, you find yourself now standing with your gear in the middle of this little copse of trees. And it is not raining any longer, and the sun is out. And there is a cool northern breeze coming through the trees, and it chills you a little bit. You realize now that you are no longer in the warmth of the magnificent mansion, and you are once again outside in the wilds, in the southern part
Welcome
of
to Jurassic Park.
the Vespi Empire, or the Velvet Empire. So there you go. So the wizard looks at everyone and says, "Well, I hope everybody's ready for this. And as he does so, he casts a mass haste on the entire group. And so now you move double your speed.
We need another wizard in our party.
Look, I can move fast.
And you start
Yeah.
making your way northwards along a clearly easily followed trail. Now, this trail is a lot different than the ones that you had when you were traveling through the Vespi. With the Vespi was a combination of footpaths and deer trails, like wildlife trails. This one is actually wider. You could almost put a cart down it. You see that every so often that there are signs pointing to different locations, and the signs that you all are following primarily is a northern track, and every once in a while you see these rangers stop. They seem to be looking for something. You see them looking on the sides of the trails. You see one pick up. It looks as though they're tracking, or they may be using their skills to determine what has been through the area before. If you are an inquisitive nature, you can ask them what they are doing if you would like. But of course, that is up to you.
The guy's still under my care, or did somebody else take care of the blanket?
They have actually placed him upon a horse. And so they have kind of strapped him into the saddle so that, and they had wrapped his eyes, rewrapped them, and he now no longer has like the goo stuff like dripping out of the eye orifices. So he looks a little bit better. The attendants in the Magnificent Manor had seen to him and had helped him, but of course he is still without vision, so to speak. So
There's Wanda.
yeah.
She doesn't have vision anymore.
So you all continue along on your journey, and like I said, you're able to travel very, very quickly, but it will still be close to a 2-day journey. As you all are approaching an area, you also noticed. Go and give a perception check. 10, 23, 23. Okay. 10, 23. Anybody else perceiving?
Mine was a 10.
Oh. Nathanius don't give a shit. And okay, so Phenom and Athena. And what did you get?
10.
A 10? Okay, so Phenom and Athena, you guys realize that there are the two gnomes that are in the party have not been seen for a while. And you have this sneaking suspicion that they are walking point. So they may actually be probably close to 50 yards ahead of you, making their way, hugging the tree line, and keeping off the road, and watching for ambushes and things of that nature. You had this feeling that they are being very tactical in their movements, where everybody else was not really noticing their missing from this group.
I lean over and I go, "They're
Somebody
being very
is-
tactical," and then that's it.
If there's like a threat that we're looking out for,
Yeah, it does seem that they are looking for something.
but I want to ask if there's a specific threat that they know of that they're.
Yeah, Eldar looks over at you and says, "Well, yes, my lady. It does seem that we have have spotted and have heard of orc encroachments from the east. So we are always constantly vigilant when it comes to Orc Incursion. Matter of fact, before we ran into your party, we had taken down a squad of orc raiders that had came across the border not more than 2 days ago.
We haven't fought orcs yet, right?
You fought hobgoblins in the south, but
And trolls.
Yeah, you definitely fought trolls, but you have not fought orcs. So that is definitely something that is going on.
And we all heard that, right? So everyone knows.
Yeah, you all are well within earshot
Okay.
of what is happening. So, yeah.
Are orcs part of the barbarians, or are they just individuals that pick and fights?
Now, the orcs are not of the barbarian clans to the north. Those are primarily humans.
Oh, okay.
The Orc Incursion is actually coming from the land of Ayuz here. Yeah. So they're coming across the borders here and raiding into this section. See, primarily when you all were fighting fighting hobgoblins from the Horn Society down here in Furiandi. You guys remember when you all were fighting those half companies that were coming through?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they were raiding from around here. See, right now you're dealing with orc incursions from Ayuz here. So, do you have any questions concerning that, or are you guys good?
Oh, good.
Okay.
Okay.
Like in the center of the Velvet Empire?
I'm sorry?
Aren't we like in the center of the
Yeah,
Velvet
you guys are actually right about here.
Because if they hit us there, then they've gone through quite a bit of the Velvet Empire.
Well, they're raiding parties. It's not like they're bringing entire armies through.
Yeah, they can be stealthy.
Right.
When they need to be.
Right.
I know, but to get through that much of the Velvet Empire unseen.
I mean, look how far away they have to make it through that entire region just to the east of Velvet Empire as well.
Right. And they can also come through, they may also be
North.
moving through through the wolf nomad territories too. So they're, yeah, I mean, it's possible. I mean, you've already seen the wood elves here were already taking casualties from incursions. They said that cult of necromancers who rolled through here are probably in league with Ayuz. Okay.
So while we're writing, so we kind of understand that, well, just based off of the perception rolls that they're tracking something and whatnot. So we kind of acknowledge that, like, hey, something happens, we'll help.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and they do appreciate your willingness to aid them.
Can't talk for Nathanios, but we'll help.
Can't talk for Nathanios. That is true. Hard to tell.
Writing on the map of like the realm, the whatever it was, just looks so creepy.
Wait, what is it?
When you scanned over to see
The land of Ayuz.
the land of Use.
Yeah.
Just the writing of it is just the font kind of gives you that Oh, don't go there vibes.
Yeah, it's like stay out of that place vibe. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so very good. So yeah, you all continue along, and Eldar is very, very interested in your tales and finding out more about what you have seen and what you've done. I don't know how much you want to share, so kind of give me an idea of how much you're willing to share of your travels. Now you don't have to you don't have to really share that much about your mission, but he is more interested in where you've been and what you've seen, other than what your mission is.
Has he noticed anything about the storms being unusual?
He does have some questions about the storms for you. He has seen several, and they have been very localized around here. It seems like they start in the north, in the wolf nomad lands, and they move south. And they move south at a high rate of speed, but it seems that there are waves of them, so that they are affected mightily by it. And he also has noted that they seem to be concentrating and moving south in a high rate of speed, usually, but they seem to miss a large portion of the wood elves here, and also the Heartlands. It seems that they are always heading more of a southeasternly direction towards the kingdom of Furiandi.
Straight for Jindal.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So as you were noticing, as you were talking with people when you were in Amarillo, they really had not seen these storms. It wasn't seem that they were very affected by it at all. Where the Velvet Empire sees them, and like this region right here, and then they cross the Whistill Lake and into Furiandi.
So it's coming from either right on the other side of the Velvet Empire or like up that way.
They start like up in this region here.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. He, Eldar says, I don't know.
And that's where we got to pass through.
Yeah. He says, I don't know what you will find further to the north of the Velvet Empire. I have never been there. I have always been assigned here to the south. So I am not sure what you may find. I know that you will have escort to the border. The Queen would never send somebody within her lands without escort. She is a good and just ruler, and we would do anything for her. And we know that you are in good standing as diplomats, so we have nothing to worry about as far as you go. But yes, we know about this. But we know about the storms. Is there anything else you wanted to ask him?
Do you have any like magicians that have specific feelings on the storms? Other takes on the storms?
Nineland is sort of walking next to you all, listening to the conversation, and he says, well, my lady, yes, it does seem that we have we do have some wizards of great repute here, and the Queen herself have been studying these storms for the last few months, trying to figure out the purpose. And I know that it has been whispered that there are creatures that can travel on the storms. Have you heard of these things? Have you heard of these things?
My next question was actually going to be: have you had to fight any like creatures when the storms came.
And he says, we have not seen any of these creatures that ride the storm. But we have heard that it's a possibility that they may be traveling upon the storm as cover.
Do you know which creatures have that ability?
He says, no. We're thinking that it may have something to do with Ius. It may have... It has to be of some arcane sorcery that is giving them this power.
Ius has arcane.
Very much so.
Okay. Wonder why it's coming from the Barbarian land instead of newsfeed.
Eldar says, well, I think the reason being is because maybe they're trying to throw off their involvement. Something is obviously happening in the Wolf Clan lands. Usually we have cool relations with the Wolf Clans, but at this point in time it is almost open hostility. And the Queen is a little nervous about what is going on to the north. But trying to keep the diplomacy from falling apart, she has decided to not send troops to the north. And I believe maybe that is why you're here.
But he's gonna talk to that person.
Right. So maybe you're not just only carrying the hopes of Greyhawk with you, but maybe also the hopes of Furiondi and the Velvet Empire as well. You have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, obviously.
Greyhawk was so long ago, I forgot about him. I'm a Furiondi now. I've got land in Fury.
That is true. You are landed gentry. That is true. Okay. So you continue along. Is there any other questions you have for them? Or like I was asking, they wanted to, Eldar was very interested in your travels. What are you willing to tell him?
I'll start off by telling him about where I'm from, which is north of the Wolfland, since he says he's never been north of the Velvet Empire.
Right.
There's a bunch of beasts running around.
So I'll tell him, I only lived there for like 2 years, but, tell him about how our day was, how we, the things that we used to get into up there, and tell him some of the stories of me being a pirate at sea and how I became that.
He is very interested in what you've done, and he asks, do you ever long to go home, or is the sea your home?
I do want to go home and see, the person who really brought me to where I am now.
He says that's
her.
So that is admirable. Yeah. He says, "Well, how long have you been away from home?"
Oh, it feels like it's been forever, but probably about 4 years. No, 6 years.
Wow. He says, well, that is impressive. You are actually the first mousefolk person I've ever met. Usually we don't see a lot here. A lot of gnomes, and he looks over at one of the gnomes that's traveling with him, a young one that had came back from being up at point to report. And just as they're walking up, he says, "So, Terravin, what'd you see? Anything up there to the up ahead?" And the gnome pipes up and says, "I gotta get in my gnome voice, don't I?"
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Captain. It looks as though we have some tracks that look to be orcish in nature.
To those people who did not understand a word I just said, he said that they had found some tracks that looked to be orcish in nature.
We're surrounded by nature. Of course they're in nature.
Well, they look to be in the nature of orc creation. Okay. So for those folks who've never heard my orc or my not my orc voice, my
can't wait to hear that one.
My gnome voice, it's just a little bit higher than the gnome voice. No, that would be terrible. Yeah, I could see that Max was a little freaked out and kind of lost it there a minute.
Oh, it's the best voice I've ever heard.
Okay. Yeah, I think I have that as a. Do I have that as a?
Yeah, it's 10,000.
Yeah, it's like 10,000 more. Yeah, that's lovely. Okay, so Eldar says, how old are these tracks? And Trevin says,
it looks to be at least 4 or 5 hours old.
And Eldar says, well, okay, I think that's definitely more than enough time. We can definitely pass through the area without incurring any sort of detection. And you see Terravin run back up towards to the point area. And you continue with your story with Eldar. Anything else you wanted to share with Eldar? Apton? I think you're muted.
No, yeah, I was chewing on something. I didn't want to slap my gums. I will tell them, some more stories about, some of the shit we got into. Obviously, like, not the bad shit I've done. But, like how we spent so long trying to jump from ship to ship.
Oh,
yeah. How we fought the hag, how we rescued some royalty. No, not really royalty, but some highborn children,
and we've run into those little goblins and
tell them about the explosive golem
and the nymph, because that's a funny story.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. The nymph that tried to take off with Armos. That's right. Okay, so he is just, as you all are walking along telling these stories, I mean, you actually have like the ear of every the entire the group of scouts that are with you, and they are just like captivated by your tales of heroic adventure. They're also very interested in your befriending the half-orc on board the ship. They find that really interesting, being that orcs and half-orcs in general are usually looked down upon here in the north. So they find that an intelligent and such a civilized creature actually would exist. They find it fascinating.
I miss that guy.
You miss that guy.
He was only there for like 2-3 episodes, but
yeah, right, yeah. So, but yeah. So
can I ask them a question? I want to ask them a question about their summoning circle. Do they have like guards posted, like constantly in case some random person comes through?
Usually they do not, and that is because where the summoning circle is located is in a magically locked tower, and that any you have to actually talk with the high wizard there, whose name is Qatar. And Qatar does not, if someone actually comes through who is not authorized, and that is someone who is using the portal system in a sort of a nefarious way, because there are ways of being able to use them without the proper magical devices like you guys have. You all have a proper magical device, but there are ways to sort of hack into the portal system. And so if that happens, usually he has explosive runes and magic set up within the tower that will incapacitate those people, and he is able to summon the guard then to have them arrested.
Do you think our magician knows to do that? We might need to pop back home and tell him.
You may have to pop back to Chindle real quick to sort of, yeah.
Hey, keep this place guarded.
Well, because, yeah, if you remember, the house that you all had received had a summoning circle in the top, but it was unmanned. It was actually protected or meant by a ghost. So that.
But we did hire a magician though.
You did hire a magician.
Yeah, remember? There's like one magician from the town.
Yeah.
Elder.
Yeah, and you did all, and you
between him and Armos and the little boy. I'm hoping somebody knows,
something
can protect it, but like they need to set, the traps and stuff like that.
Right. Do you have any other questions for him?
Not that I could think of.
Okay. Anybody else have anything that they wanted to ask while you're traveling along this roadway?
How's Phil?
How's Phil? Of course, he knows no one named Phil, so that would be kind of a weird question to ask.
I know.
I know.
I got nothing.
That's cool. Alrighty, so as you all continue to make your way north, the elves decided to stop, or the squad decides to stop for a lunch. And so they start breaking into packs and things of that nature. And you notice, though, that they are packing so very lightly that none of them seem to have any actual food on them. And as they hold out their plates and things, they start walking over towards Nineland, who is creating food and water for everyone. And
he knows that stuff.
Yeah. So they're all getting their food and drink on from Nineland, who is who's set up sort of a little station there. And they are sitting on the ground enjoying their meal and chatting amongst one another.
Hydration station.
Hydration station, yeah. So, yeah, you're sitting here kind of envious because you're thinking, gosh, these guys really know how to set up a ranger squad. They've got they have a group of rangers. They have some forward observing, probably known spy types, and then they have a wizard too. The only thing that they're probably missing is a cleric, and you have a strange feeling that maybe one of them may actually have some sort of divine abilities, but you just can't see, or you just can't tell. It's a really neat setup that this sort of paramilitary group has, and
squad.
It's a squad. So, all right. Are you going to partake with them?
Free food, yeah, man.
All right. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, you sit down and enjoy your meal with them, and you see that the entire squad is here. You see that some of them are set up in sort of interesting places, facing in different directions, always forever watchful, so that they are not ambushed.
Good.
Yeah. So they only take about 20 minutes to eat, and then they're back on the road.
Oh, I unmuted instead of muted. My bad.
Bless you.
It's okay.
Bless you.
It's okay. So you continue on, and as you get further and closer to your target, make a perception check. Jeez, you guys are killing it now. Okay. So,
At 20, baby.
nice. Very good. All right. Actually, everybody did really, really well. You noticed that the sky is starting to darken as the clouds start to roll in. And
Storm or just dark?
no, it's a storm.
Riders on the storm.
Yeah. And just to the north, you're thinking probably very, very close. You hear the sound of a horn blowing in the distance. And one of the elves looks over at Eldar and says, "Captain, that is no elf horn." And Eldar says, "Yeah, I know." And he looks at you all and says, "It seems as though we are going to have to meet some foes in battle. I hope you are prepared and ready."
I put the bacon that I still had from breakfast away.
So one of the gnomes, Traven, walks back to you and he says,
Captain, it seems that the orcs that I noticed earlier, they have backtracked around, and we are going to be ambushed from the back.
Check there.
Orcs are getting us from the back.
From the back.
That's not the first time I've heard a gnome say that before, so.
and
Coming up the rear.
okay, so the squad starts to deploy.
Can we really be ambushed if we know about it, though?
Right. The orcs think that they are ambushing you, but the gnomes had already seen them and had already been taking stock of their movements.
Yeah, also the horn kind of gives it away.
Right. Not saying that orcs are very intelligent.
We're stealthy.
Okay. And so you all start to take up positions and ready yourself for it. You're not really too sure how many enemies you're going to see.
I stealth.
Okay. So go ahead and make your stealth
Definitely
rolls.
this time.
Very good stealth roll.
Nice.
Okay. So are you trying to find a high ground or something?
Yes. So I not a tree because I don't have luck with trees. Just
Yeah.
a nice rock or something.
A nice rock? Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, you're able to find a rocky outcropping to sort of get on top of, to sort of give yourself a lay of the land and also to keep out of sight. Nathanios, are you heading into the woods, or are you going to stick to the road, or what is your deal?
I'm gonna stick to the road but try to hide.
Okay. All right, very good. Are the rest of you all taking positions with the fighters or the archers?
Fighters.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna stay kind of near the archers because I have a feeling I could use magic a lot better than I could use melee.
Okay, very good.
Take a quick look at my flinted blade to see if it's glowing.
It is.
Shit.
Yeah.
Before we get into
Do you have the sword that glows when orcs are by?
No, it's not necessarily orcs. It's just really, really bad evil stuff. So if anybody's got any magical items, use that to kill.
Okay. And as you are readying yourselves, the first drops of rain start to fall as lightning shoots from the clouds. And it seems as though this lightning is landing with a purpose, because it starts to actually land near you, and you can actually smell the ozone in the air created from the electricity as it bakes the oxygen in the surrounding air. And it is very it's actually pretty frightening. So I need to have each of you make a wisdom savings throw.
Is this against being frightened?
Yeah. Do you have a special against that?
Advantage.
Okay. You have advantage. Okay, Apton, very good. Nathanios, you are kind of shaken by this. You have a minus
shitless.
1 wisdom. How many times did you roll, Apton?
Twice.
Just twice.
Because I have
okay.
advantage.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Anybody else?
But my first one was a nat 20.
Athena, you were also kind of shaken by this. You guys are not like running in terror, but this is like the first time you've actually been in a situation where you've seen it like this. Benham, you also feel a little exposed being on top of this rock. And so what is going to happen on your first attack? You all will make it at disadvantage. The only person who was able to just shrug it off is Apton. Okay.
Like a boss.
Yeah, and as you steel yourself and ready, you start to see it looks to be at least 15, maybe more, large hulking creatures start making their way out of the forested tree line along the road and start rushing towards you with glints of fire in their eyes as they rush to meet you in battle. And that, my friends, is where we're going to stop for the evening. Okay. What'd you guys think? Did you have a good time?
Mm-hmm.
Good time. All right. So next week, we are doing our Just Fun Hangout. I know that's kind of disheartening now that you're faced with a horde of orcs. But yeah, so next week we're going to have our fun stream where we're going to sit around, have fun, drink, chat, talk about the game, take questions from you, our viewers, and also get some ideas, things that you might want to see in future campaigns. We were talking with other people today, talking about another campaign sometime in the future, where we may be taking people that we have met in Twitch and on Discord and bringing them aboard. So keep an eye on that. We would love to hear from you. We do have a suggestion box on our Twitch stream. You can go to our About page and you will see the suggestion box if you have anything you'd like to add. We also like to take suggestions for magic items that I can give to the team here. So
not Nathaniel's.
But not Nathaniel's.
Racist.
Racist.
No, you just keep them and hide them for yourself. You don't share.
I was going to share, but you chose to switch your class to a fighter.
Okay, so we can talk about this next week because I think this would be perfect chatter for that type of meetup. So, yeah. So we thank you, good folks in chat, who dropped by this evening and listened to us go on and on and on about our trek. I'd like to thank my players for once again showing up and having a good time, as always. I'd like to thank Anna B. Meyer again for her wonderful work and allowing us to use her beautiful maps on our stream. Don't forget to catch us next week. We will be doing probably some Phasmophobia on Wednesday. Probably Friday night we will also be doing some more Phasmo. We are making sure that you failed that shout out there. Yeah, wrong number.
He's one of those young ages.
I know. We will be having our Saturday morning chat starting at 6:30. I've actually made a video for everybody showing you my chicken coop, and all that good stuff. And we are going to be doing that, which you'll get to learn a little bit about Syndicate headquarters here in the beautiful mountains of northeastern Tennessee. And would somebody ban that asshole right there? Thank you. And you see it pop up? Maybe it banned itself.
I saw something pop up, and I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. There's
It just said a name.
Yeah, it said your dead veteran friend 822. Because we're always blessed by, sometimes assholes here and jerk-offs, which this guy obviously is. So let's make sure to ban that guy. You guys have anything you'd like to say before we...
This episode was sponsored by not stealing from those who are giving you shelter.
Okay, folks.
It's also sponsored by, please tell us you have a bag of holding.
I don't know that it's a bag of holding, first of all.
Okay,
Just a cool bag.
okay. That's for next weekend. Next Sunday. You guys can
Next
sit
Sunday we're gonna hash
you
it
guys
out.
you guys can sit there and hash the entire magic bag thing out.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Also, I will be doing the One-Chip Challenge on Wednesday.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
I should have seen it. It was hysterical.
Yes.
Is that?
He said his goal's at 60 because he's never going to get to 60 followers by the end of November, and then boom, somebody rated him up to 79 in one night. Went from
What happened?
54 to 79.
It's the one chip challenge.
Yeah, explain the one chip challenge to our viewers.
So the One-Chip, so a jalapeno is between 2,500 and 5,000 Scoville units.
Uh-huh.
The One-Chip Challenge is a mix of ghost pepper and scorpion pepper, and it's at 1.2 million.
Ooh, that sounds good.
That does
Yeah.
sound good.
So you got to eat one chip, and you're supposed to go, I think, like 5 minutes without drinking something, or a
Yeah.
minute.
That.
I could do that.
Oh, yeah.
I love hot food. I love hot food.
He's not exaggerating.
So I got this hot sauce that's like, I think it's like 3, maybe 4 million Scoville. It's good.
Wow, that sounds hot.
It's good.
Well, so I didn't think I was going to make it 78 by the end of or 60 by the end of the month, and I ended up hitting 79 by the end of the day. So, yeah. So I will be putting myself through that.
Okay,
And,
so can you nail down a time for us?
I figure I will probably do it around like 6 o'clock.
Perfect.
Gives me an Eastern time. It gives me enough time to get home and prepare. Make sure I've got like my toilet, cleared out and all that. And I'll
Toilet's
throw
not
up a bucket and
Okay.
yeah, gotta get a milkshake.
I love this. I was so thrilled when you made affiliate. I was like, oh my gosh, it's really happening. This is the shit. I am so thrilled. And so when that happened, you told me about that one chip challenge. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to be there to see it. It's a must. So if you folks in chat, make sure to drop by Rishiku. Let's make sure that we get a shout out. I don't know if you can't shout out yourself, can you?
You can give yourself a shout out. Mahubot prevents me.
There we go. So yeah, make sure to run over to Rishiku's. Make sure to follow him. And watch out for that Windchip challenge around 6 o'clock on Wednesday night. So I'm actually going to be putting my my Phasmo stream on I'm going to be just knocking it back probably a couple of minutes before we get started because I want to watch this, and I hope you would like to watch it too.
Maybe I'll jump in and play Phasmo.
If,
Be the quietest I've ever been.
if you can.
You might be a ghost.
Pepper.
Oh geez, did you just go there? Oh my god. A ghost Pepper. Shame on you, Max. Shame be upon you.
That's some ship whip should be saying.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, shit. That's just like went over
that
my
is
head.
so whipper. Yeah, that is so
Rob.
whip. Oh my god. Is this a new was it adjective we got? You're so whip.
It's a whippism.
It's a whippism.
Yeah.
His whippistry is just so whip it.
Whip it good.
So all right, guys. So we will see you all on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Windchip Challenge. Our own Rishiku Shane is going to make good upon his promise and torture himself for the greater good.
It'll be more interesting. Well, and I've been married to her for so long, and she can't do salt's too spicy for her. So I haven't had anything spicy in a long time. So it'll definitely be worse.
Okay. So the fire's a coming, folks. It's a coming. All right, you guys have a
You will
Alright.
need baby wipes.
I have a bidet. That's what Wednesday's going to be sponsored by is my bidet.
bidet.
Have a good one,
By
guys.
the end of the day, your bidet is going to be going, but don't.
Oh my God. These are just getting worse. Okay. Have a good night, guys.
Adios.
Night.
Later.